What's up, my friends? Well. Everybody gets tired of the same look, right? Especially my wife. Thanks to Miguel Hernandez from Fades, Elgin, Illinois. Great place, you know. No appointment needed. I didn't have one. Stopped in, you know, just hoping for the best, and I walked out looking like $1,000,000. So. And yeah, I've gained a bunch of new subscribers as well. I checked it out. I told them about my videos and stuff. We all had a bunch of laughs. Good times. So once more, I wanted to send a shout out to Miguel. Thank you, my friend. Hello, my friends. Quick look into today's video. Didn't have anything planned, nothing special. Probably another feeding, just to, you know, show you what piranhas do if you are new. Excuse me, if you are new. My name is Marek. Everyone calls me Bear or Bearski, and this is my channel. This is where I, you know, keep it natural. We're gonna feed the piranhas today, the adults, juveniles, as well as the Kariba, and it's going to be a frozen chub. Yeah, creek is frozen salad. I don't have any acclimated ones. I do have a bunch of frozen ones, and when it comes day 3, day 4, they'll look for food. So we're gonna feed everybody frozen chub today. However, a couple updates as far as, you know, the acclimation process for the juveniles are exhibiting, as you can probably see, a whole lot of I don't know how to put it, sort of new developments. I think their growing up stages are bringing in some new behavior. Very territorial, kind of skittish, as you may notice, almost uninterested in food lately. Surprised that all the ditterfish are still in place, including the tigers. However, as far as the adults, wow, well, I think I may have figured out why they keep eating away at all the ditterfish and no tiger barbs are left.
So you guys, throw out these, there's a couple of sunfish in here actually, bluegill, whatever, and one chub. And well, I don't think I'm gonna put the sunfish in with the Kariba. Let's see why.
Well, as I said, the juveniles are exhibiting all sorts of weird behavior, some new behavior, and it's definitely affecting their kind of homeostasis. I think they haven't figured out who the alpha yet, and who's the alpha yet, and I don't know. It seems to be a real struggle for the pack to really cohesively coexist or whatever, get along, sort of, you know. As far as these guys, the adults, like I said, I may have figured out why they keep chewing away at all the fish in the tank. The placo's still here, which is great, but I've introduced new ditterfish. I don't know if you can see it. I have about 10 in there now, and well, I've put in probably close to 50 now. Not very good, but I think I finally figured out why they're going after them. So the reason maybe is because that guy right there may be a girl, and she seems to be building some sort of nest, like a welt in the substrate, constantly right there hovering, kind of, you know, shooing away everybody else. And well, let's just say the real estate has become real scarce. I think because of this pre-mating, or well, basically mating sort of ritual, it may lead into somebody hooking up here and having, you know, lay eggs and whatnot. Hopefully it may be the precursor while they're chasing away any potential threat to their eggs, like the ditterfish. So, well, we'll see. Let's just say, if these dudes disappear, that means, you know, I'm gonna have to keep the tank free of any other than placos in there, and any other tank mates, I mean to say. And as far as these guys, Well, there was a question. What if I introduce these guys, the skittish ones, to my piranhas who are a little bit more acclimated, or much more acclimated to my presence, and negatively affect the adults and cause them to become skittish themselves? I mean, this would suck. But I have faith in this pack. You know, adults, grown and kind of in their ways, used to me in a larger enclosure, still, you know, replicating the natural environment, as you already have noticed. I don't know, we'll see. I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll take the lead, so to speak, and these guys are just gonna fit right in. As far as these dudes, I don't know if you can see me yet, still. Oh, hang on, there's some lights on. I don't know if that helped or not. There's more lights, hang on. All right. So anyway, as far as these dudes, these sweethearts are something else. I'm gonna kneel down so you can see it better, but yeah, for Kariba, I mean, they have gotten much bigger. My hand is about 6-7 inches. You know, these guys are hitting 5, and probably gonna need an upgrade in the tank size soon. So the idea is to basically grab both of the both of the red bellies, and whoa, look who's here. Hello Lobos. I think it's his first time down here actually, so that's kind of very commemorable time that he's graced with his presence. It's the new cat. It's not Zarqawi. He's a rescue, 4-month-old. Kind of, you know, at first had a hard time, but he's good now. My pack broke him in, so to speak, you know, get him acclimated into our environment. So I'm glad he's, you know, exploring. Finally. Hi, you gonna say anything? By now you would have heard Zarqawi multiple times. He was just super loud. I loved it. Miss it still. So, like I said, we're gonna pack up these juvies, red bellies, and the adult red bellies, and throw them into this big tank back there. I'm hoping to get this, you know, set up within a couple of months. It's gonna be at least a month of just building it, and then finishing up with all the decor and everything else, getting it acclimated, not to mention cycled. So this will free up a couple spaces, couple tanks over here, giving me opportunity to maybe move the Kariba right there, to move the Kariba into one of these tanks. You know, maybe all 4 or whatever works out, however it works out. We'll see. All right, my friends, let's start with the Karibas. I'm actually going to use this chub instead of sunfish, because I don't want the sunfish to get attacked. He's still in there. And I think this will be a bad idea. Oh wait, I have to puncture this sunfish swim bladder, otherwise he's gonna be floating about for hours. I think that did it. There he is. Chub is in a tank. Kariba are zooming in. Zulu watching as usual. Not as exciting as a live chub, but I'm pretty sure they're hungry enough to give it a try. There it goes. Familiar territory. There's the sunfish. As mentioned earlier, we want to preserve him as he becomes a part of the pack now. Amazing. He's earned the respect from the Kariba as he's feeding among them on the carcass of a chub. Piranhas biting chunks with ease, whereas the sunfish has to rely on the debris loosened up by the bites. Different type of anatomy of his mouth, and as you can see, completely different feeding methods. Accepted but yet still weary, sunfish hangs in the background, waiting for an easy opportunity, taking risks only when absolutely necessary. Amazing symbiotic relationship between sunfish and Kariba in finding and devouring prey. Remains of chub will carefully get picked off a little more, little by little, until none is left. Kariba feeding frozen chub. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the adults. And here we are for another feeding. Frozen chub should be pretty docile in comparison to obviously live feeding, but let's just observe. Actually, today on the menu, frozen sunfish, possibly a hybrid of sunfish and bluegill or one of those panfish. First I have to puncture the bladder, swim bladder, while the fish is gonna float around for days. Okay. There he goes. Oh, quick work to him. Sharing is caring. Once more, fascinated Zulu has to observe the entire process. I think everybody got a fair bite, which leaves me satisfied to believe that perhaps one more. Or I could just give him the remains from the Kariba tank. Let's do that. Alright. Here goes the remains from the Kariba tank. Juveniles didn't finish. Let's see if the adults will. Oh, of course. Anybody that hasn't had a chance, now it's definitely their chance to get a fill and hopefully leave the ditters alone. Even frozen chub is spectacular to observe. The power of their jaws, the technique, of feeding, the ability to share one large prey, whereas other fish would be unable to feed on anything other than their appropriate size prey. Awesome. There's a little bit remaining at the bottom, but not for long. Let's see if I can capture that. Fantastic bunch. Counting on you, my friends, to acclimate the juveniles into this type of spectacle, where we can view and enjoy their presence out in the open. Still a little left. Wow, amazing. Zulu always enjoys the amazing performance by the adults as they feed on first sunfish, the remains of chub. All right, of course we have one more to follow after this, but we'll take a quick break before we move on to the juveniles. All right, I think it's time the juveniles get their share. They're acting all restless. Hope this all goes smoothly. There goes the prey. Ooh, never seen them go up that high. Definitely taking on the challenge. Still quite skittish, but feeding nonetheless. And almost done. It's gone. Water's still murky, but feeding's done. So yeah, I got a new do, as you noticed. I don't know, it feels different, feels good. Change is good, my friends. So that's the thing. You know, reinventing yourself, even on a small scale. I always talk about, like, you know, changing your ways for the better, like I have, always kind of kept up with things, but you know, learned from my experiences to adapt even more, even further. So I preach about it or talk about it. I hate the word preach. I talk about it now and then, and I encourage you to try out new things. New meaning old, meaning basic, being very like fundamental. You know, your diet, your training or activity level. You know, it all has to equal out. It has to make sense. How much energy you have used up and how much you're taking in. You know, if you're sitting to a big meal and you do it quite frequently, you might as well burn it off by doing some sort of heavy duty activity, whether it's tossing some weights around or, you know, just doing things around the house, whatever. Go outside, hustle and bustle, stay active. That's, you know, that's on the margin, but that's always important, and that's kind of the, I don't know, the coagulant between all of this. You know, it's kind of keeping it natural, and natural meaning earn you meal. That's the way to put it. They have to, so should you, so do the dogs, and really things start to fall in place. I think my light just died, so let's finish with this, and thank you for watching, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.